Do you rock? Most people enjoy a good story. Imagine a story where you rock. I challenge you to make a difference in the world and then share your story to inspire, bring hope and encouragement to others. Together, let us create a better, more peaceful world. Let's not just imagine world peace, let's work for it. Are you doing something rocking in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, or the world? I would love to have you on my show to share your rockin' stories. We are here with Cory Baumgardner with Read Saskatoon. He's the Adult Program Coordinator and Volunteer Coordinator. Thanks for being on our show.
Oh, well, thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you were on our show before, but just remind us a little bit. What is Read Saskatoon?
So Read Saskatoon is an organization that's been around since 1979 and has been acknowledging, meeting, and serving the literacy needs of the local Saskatoon community since that time.
Okay. Yeah. And so what's your role?
My role is the Adult Program and Volunteer Coordinator, as you mentioned. So I work with not only all the learners, but all the volunteers as well for that particular program, which is basically the flagship program at Read Saskatoon. It's kind of the program that kicked it all off. However, we do have other program areas now as well.
Mm-hmm. So I heard that you're looking for more learners.
Yes, absolutely. We've got space in the program right now, and we've got volunteers coming through the door. The demand is sort of always ongoing, but right now we're definitely looking for, about 10 learners to be matched up with tutors so they can meet once a week for 1 to 2 hours to work on developing the literacy skills that they deem as needing work or development.
Mm-hmm. And so why is that important to develop literacy skills?
I think literacy in this day and age and in our lives is really central to most things that we do throughout our day-to-day. I mean, think of, for example, the job seeker who is not only sifting through help wanted ads, but maybe trying to write a resume or a cover letter or fill out an application. There's other instances too, for example, that are related to health, right? Some people, they would need help, for example, with reading prescriptions or deciphering what a prescription is saying to them. So the reasons why someone would need to develop their literacy skills really span a very vast spectrum.
Mm-hmm. And it's a life skill, and it's so needed in our society, with so much technology and reading and visual learners. So
absolutely.
What if people are scared to come and talk to you about, because I'm sure people are embarrassed about not being able to read or read properly. So
yeah, absolutely.
What are some ways that you can help them with that?
Absolutely. I think that's part of the challenge of this work is the stigma associated with, lower levels of literacy or reading and writing being a challenge. However, an estimated third of Saskatchewan residents struggle with literacy daily. So one thing to know is that it's not that folks are not alone. Another thing to know is that at Read Saskatoon, this is the work that we're doing every day. This is the portion of the population whose needs we're invested in meeting. So with that, I think comes a level of understanding and professionalism that is really unparalleled. And it's just, it's an incredibly important program, an incredibly important service we've been able to offer in the community. I think the reality is, though, that the learners are sort of hiding in plain sight, as you say. So I would just encourage folks to take that step through the doors, come visit us at Read Saskatoon and kind of find out what we're all about.
So where are your doors located?
Yeah, so we were originally housed on 22nd Street. But we are in City Park now. We're on Duchess Street. That's address 706. So it's right by a place called 9 Round Kickboxing as well. The building itself is the Central Park Commons, and we share that with the MS and arthritis as well.
And so what if people can't get there on their own? Can they phone you or email, or what are some ways they can contact it and maybe talk to you if they're kind of scared or afraid of coming in?
Absolutely. So I'm available by phone at 306-652-5448 or by email at literacy.tutoring@readsaskatoon.com. They can use any of those methods to contact me. As well, if they, for example, if transportation is an issue, there's great bus service right close to where we are, and we always appreciate someone stopping by to have a face-to-face conversation as well. Really, any barriers that we can remove to communicating and getting people connected with the help that they need to improve their life and chase down their dreams is kind of what we're all about.
And literacy is so, so important.
Absolutely.
And so let's say I did come to your place. What do I expect? What would happen then when I first come in through the doors?
Well, you know, if you've set up an intake, what we do is we go through an intake and informal assessment, get all the necessary paperwork filled out for registration purposes. And then after that, one thing that I do is I review the intake and the assessment. I come up with a preliminary learning plan, and then we begin the very fun, very interesting work of actually matching the learner with a volunteer tutor. So again, they can meet at a public library once a week for 1 to 2 hours to just get that support and sort of mentoring as they, again, chase down these goals and lead their busy lives.
So I'm assuming you help them with all the paperwork, because it can be any level of reading, right? Beginner, non-readers?
Absolutely. Since beginning at Read Saskatoon, one of the things that I've learned is that there's a great variation between what people's literacy needs are and what literacy level people are at. So we are always there to help out with completing paperwork and things of that nature if need be.
And is there a confidentiality around it too, or?
Absolutely. The services that we offer are confidential, so no one's information is divulged or shared, be that volunteer or program participant.
Well, that's excellent, and what a
Absolutely.
wonderful service we have right in Saskatoon. So if you're one of those learners, come on out. Now, what about volunteers for tutors? Do you need tutoring volunteers?
Absolutely. So the need is really ongoing. We're continuously looking for folks to help us support our work, you know, in the community. And it's really important that we have volunteers for the programs, because what that does is it helps us remove a barrier for learners, and that barrier is cost. Many learners can't afford to pay for a tutor, and so we're offering these programs to program participants free of charge, which is an incredible thing that we're able to do in the community as a result of the generous gifts of time and energy from our volunteers.
So it's all free.
Absolutely.
Well, that's wonderful. And so if people are scared or they can't afford it or have lots of reasons why they wouldn't come, give us some reasons why they should come.
Oh, reasons why they should come. Well, you know, I've seen, for example, reports of increased self-confidence, increased ability to advocate for oneself, a clear vision of what someone wants for the future. I've seen some real gains experienced from learners in terms of higher grades on class assignments, essays, tests, things like that. Learners have gotten GEDs. Learners have gotten jobs, and the list goes on. And this is really connected again to what we were speaking about when we were talking about why someone would want to develop their literacy skills.
And it's so important to develop those. And you think about, you know, you might get a chance to get a different job just because you can read better.
Absolutely. Literacy really is a vehicle for us to move through our lives and chase down, again, these dreams or realize these goals that sort of lay before us or that we imagine.
That's a wonderful image, a vehicle, a tool that we
Absolutely.
need to develop ourselves.
Absolutely.
And we're all lifelong learners. We can learn at any age. So is there an age restriction or?
Absolutely not. You know, one of Read Saskatoon's core values is that we do believe in lifelong learning. So we have had many learners from 18 and on.
Well, wonderful. So I know you do some fundraising. So let's talk about that fundraiser that's coming up.
Absolutely, yeah. So Read Saskatoon, one of our annual fundraisers is Lit Up, and that's happening on March 15th at the Sheraton, and it's going from 6 to 9. And basically we are almost sold, but if individuals are looking for tickets, they can get those on Read Saskatoon's website at www.readsaskatoon.com by clicking on the events tab and finding the lit up event there, or they can call again at 306-652-5448, and Cecilia or someone at the office can walk them through the process of getting tickets.
And how much are tickets?
Tickets are $75 each. It's a wonderful evening. You know, there's a lot of entertainment. We've got silent auctions, there's music, and we also present a volunteer with the Volunteer Award, which is always wonderful, and I would say packed with a very uplifting sort of sentiment.
So what are some of the entertainment that evening?
So we've got some musical guests, you know. There are the Karpinka brothers have donated a house concert that can be bid on. So that's just one example. And the musical guests really sort of range. There's also local artists who donate work and local businesses as well. So that's all part of the fun associated with the silent auction.
Well, that's wonderful, and it's great to support our community, support local, and then you're supporting literacy.
Absolutely. You know, for sometimes folks, they want to give time, for example, but maybe their lives are such that they can't carve out that hour or 2 hours a week. You know, donations go a long way to help Read Saskatoon. And the fundraiser is just a great opportunity to come out, learn about Read Saskatoon, as well as interact with some of the supporters and friends of Read Saskatoon. It's really a great evening. It's very fun-filled.
Well, that's wonderful. And thank you for being on my show.
Oh,
and
thank
again,
you.
remind us again how people can contact you or come and get help for reading.
Absolutely. So I would say that the best bet is to call 306-652-5448 and speak to any one of the very knowledgeable staff at Read Saskatoon regarding your questions. However, individuals can also find information for themselves online at www.readsaskatoon.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was Cory Baumgardner with Read Saskatoon.